Good afternoon, friends. Stephen Benoon with Israeli News Live. Boy, things are really going nuts. I'm watching all this latest, craziest things going on with Gaza, Trump involvement, basically wanting to expel 1.5 million Gazan citizens out of their homeland there and throw them into some other foreign country. And of course, he's given the green light again to go ahead and bomb and kill for Israel, to continue to bomb all these different Palestinians that are living in there. You know, I mean, they claim they're going after Hamas, but let's just face it. No, you're not going after Hamas. You're trying to liquidate every living soul there, and also putting enough pressure on the people to where they will be begging to go to another country. I mean, that's really the way it's beginning to look more and more and more. And quite frankly, through this administration, you know, we are definitely headed to the Noahide laws. It is going to be an international law. It is going to be a new world order. And I'm watching, just seems like almost helplessly, as I see the people so much back Trump and so much believing, because the good things that he does do easily overshadows all this negative that he actually is going to do and take you in a very destructive path of a new world order. You know, it's just going to happen. You know, let's face it. That's exactly what it's going to be. It says right here, Trump offers Egypt billions to take in Gaza and threatens to cut aid if it refuses. Yeah, that's exactly what he did. And, you know, but also, too, they, let's see, the Egyptians riot against Trump's plan to take Palestinians into their country and continue to loot the humanitarian aid trucks meant for Gaza. You know, and then let's see. Trump confirms that once he owns Gaza, Palestinians will unlikely be able to return. Will unlikely be able to return. The U.S. will give Jordan and Egypt billions and billions of dollars to take in Gazans. Let's listen to what he says here.
We'll build beautiful communities for the 1.9 million people. We'll build beautiful communities, safe communities. Could be 5, 6, could be 2, but we'll build safe communities a little bit away from where they are, where all of this danger is. In the meantime, I would own this. Think of it as a real estate development for the future. It would be a beautiful piece of land.
Would the Palestinians have the right to return?
No, they wouldn't, because they're going to have much better housing, much better. In other words, I'm talking.
No, they wouldn't. You know, Mr. Trump, let me show you the true face of Israelis, okay? Let me just show you something, and I want everyone that's listening to really seriously pay attention to this, right? People don't probably like this, but I want to show you something here. I want to get you to really see the faces of true Israelis. True Israelis, all right? Let me just take you to their faces there. Let me find some here for you. Here we go. This is a good example right here. View the image. Let's blow that image up to where you can see it well enough. Okay? Syrian Christians. These are true Israelis. They are the house of Israel. You don't believe it? Look. All right? Isaiah 17. All right? Need I remind you, Isaiah 17. Damascus is taken away from being a city, and it shall be a ruinous heap. It's become a ruinous heap. It was taken away from being a city, and it's been taken over by a bunch of U.S.-backed thugs that was once considered the most wanted terrorist group by the United States. And now you put him in a nice suit and say he's a great guy, right? The cities that are forsaken, they shall be for flocks which shall lie down, and none shall make them afraid. The fortress also shall cease from Ephraim. Ephraim is a representation of the house of Israel biblically, and the kingdom from Damascus. So Ephraim's fortress falls because the kingdom is taken from Damascus. In other words, Bashar al-Assad is overthrown. He's thrown out of the country. He's sent back over into Russia. That kingdom fell. And so now Ephraim, a true Israelite, And here's the thing that gets me. People say, oh no, they're just Arabs that converted to Christianity. According to the prophet of Isaiah, when this would happen, it would be Ephraim, the house of Israel, the oldest church in the world. Remember, Paul was sent up there during Jesus' time to destroy the churches in Damascus? This is where the early both Jewish and Israelites went to. They had to flee up into there. And remember, Jesus said he was only sent to the lost sheep of the house of Israel. Jesus even goes to the Syrians, which were the children of Israel, the Ephraimites. So you wanted to see the true face as I said, you want to see the true face of Israelis, true Israelis. There you have it right there. Okay? And any of these on here. Here you go. Here you again. True Israelis. Those are the true Israelis. These are the true Israelis. Not much different than the Palestinians that are Christians as well. They are the true Israelis. Palestinians in Gaza, true Israelis. Ben Gurion knew that the Palestinians were crypto-Jews, as he called it. Tried to go in there and convert them back to Judaism. Look, they had actually had an upgrade. They believed that Jesus, they believed their Messiah, Jesus, and they had an upgrade. All right, let's continue to look at the mobs that are killing them, because it's nothing but terrorists. And that's exactly what Trump has proved to be. Don't know how I got there. That happens a lot here. I can't seem to get that off the page there. But anyway, we'll skip that and move on. But it continues. The bombing. Gaza, nearly 3 times smaller than Hiroshima, and Israel has dropped the equivalent of 6 atomic bombs on Gaza. That's how much explosives. And now they've resumed the bombing. The children are dying in Gaza. Again, I think 6 journalists, since this has resumed, have been killed in Gaza. They don't want you to know the truth. They don't want you to know anything. Right? And this one here, right? This is about the JFK files, but the guy that's going to ask the question he really brings it home. Showing you Israel's involvement, you know, even though it's behind the scenes of the JFK assassination, but it comes down to Israel's desire for that nuclear program. And watch what happens, because you can't say nothing about Israel. Listen.
That's where we're going to go. And in the back, did I hear JFK? Because interestingly, we haven't brought that up yet, so let's give that a try here. Who was JFK? So who keeps saying JFK?
Excellent, thank you.
In the back? All right, let's do it.
The JFK assassination's obviously back in the news, and Jefferson Morley of JFK Facts was on Bill O'Reilly's show, analyzing some of the documents that the Trump administration has released. One of the revelations that he discussed was the fact that James Angleton, the CIA counterintelligence chief, had relied on Israelis as part of his intelligence gathering operations, which included monitoring Oswald prior to the assassination.
It's indisputable that he kept him under surveillance for 4 years, from 1959 to 1963.
Sorry, think about it. Going back to the 60s, Israel's already involved in our intelligence as well.
These new documents point to an Israeli connection using Israeli agent to monitor Oswald.
As you may be aware, JFK in the summer of 1963 was deeply concerned with Israel acquiring nuclear weapons. He had sent a series of letters to Ben Gurion, Israel's founding prime minister, demanding that Israel allow inspectors. Ben Gurion resigned just when he was pressed on the issue by JFK.
I've got something I can say to this.
Yeah, I do.
You want me to say something?
I got a question for you.
Right.
Israel continued stalling the inspections, and JFK was, of course, assassinated in November. Every president since has adopted Israel's policy of refusing to acknowledge the existence of Israel's nuclear arsenal. My question to you is, will this administration finally do so?
Boy, we went from JFK and then to now Israel's nuclear arsenal.
Will you acknowledge Israel has nuclear weapons?
I understand.
I'm going to let her finish, but she's going to really basically, she's not going to dare say anything against Israel.
Here's what I will tell you about the JFK files. Is
I'm not
there's
asking
about
about
80.
the JFK
Excuse
files.
me, sir.
Yeah, please.
Thank you. About 80,000 pages of unredacted records related to the Kennedy assassination are currently being released, and I think they've finished at this point by order of President Trump. We know that also, as I'd been asked before, if there was any other material.
I do have to say something about 80,000 redacted pages. Do you realize you're not going to find anything in those pages other than, what the Warren Commission may have had and what some of the things that was going back and forth? They so well documented this to cover it up. I have a picture in my phone of the man that I know was involved in this. He's never been brought up, and he never will be. Do you think that the real person that actually did the fatal shot on the president will ever be known? But I guarantee you one thing, Israel was not going to let anybody stand in the way of getting their nuclear bomb. And as Barry Chamish, an Israeli former IDF war hero for Israel, who was a journalist who come out and exposed Israel's dirty plan of the ringworm children, and how that Israel took and allowed the United States to experiment on the Sephardic children, not the Ashkenazi, in order to be able to get that program. There was so much cover-up, it's not even funny. But let's finish to see what she's going to say.
Material anywhere, this is it. This is all the material. It's out, and again, unredacted, and so that's good news. For my generation, this is also good news. Certainly, as you grow up with that kind of a dynamic that happened in this country, and now, of course, we happily can say that Robert F. Kennedy Jr. is contributing to the nature of our nation and making a difference as well. As far as the speculation and conspiracy theories about what was happening regarding that assassination and in the decades that followed, I have no comment for you, and nor am I going to speculate or comment on that. But I appreciate you being here and asking that at the end. Yes, sir. Go ahead, please. Thank you. Go ahead.
No, she won't give you any straight talk on Israel, and she calls it a conspiracy theory, but at least that part is in the documents. Even though it's all a cover-up, right? Yeah, unredacted. Well, all the Warren Commission junk you want to release can be unredacted. They were put in there to cover him up. I actually know he's still living today, one of the last surviving men that were on the Warren Commission, and they were assigned to each individual that was involved in this cover-up. I know this. And even the video I did on my Patreon channel about the JFK assassination, I still was just too nervous to bring out what I do know. Which, by the way, I'm on a marathon on Patreon right now. I released my first video today. It's dealing with your privacy really coming under some strange new things that are going on in this country. I kind of took it a little bit, went deeper from what Deborah Tavares said on that video there. But I'm doing every single day for the rest of the month, Patreon video after video after video. So definitely sign up, join up with Patreon if you're not already there, and get involved with that. Let's move on, though. Here we have Hamas will have no future in Gaza if Mike Huckabee is confirmed. Well, no doubt. Trump's already made it clear, too. He's already said they're not coming back. Trump is surrounding himself with such strong Zionist lobbyists. You know, I mean, you would think that when people's eyes come open, like my eyes came open on Zionism, that it was so evil, and yet I was such a pro-Zionist, so strongly backed Israel. I used to do the unconditionally we stand with Israel. You know, how stupid was I? You know, not realizing the suffering of the innocent people there. Like I said, I showed you who true Israelis really are. Okay? The 7 Noahide laws, just the facts. I did this video not too long ago. This is a video you really need to see. You want to know the facts on what's coming? Trump is going to help bring about international Noahide laws. By the way, this is the reason about Greenland. This is the whole reason about Mexico. Even what warships or something, going to do some exercises down there, maybe even lob some bombs over there at the cartel. No, they're going to overthrow Mexico eventually. They're going to take Greenland. Canada is going to become part of that. This is all, what I don't get is why people don't realize you're looking at a new world order, a global system shaping up. You knew this already, that was going to be part of it. They were going to break this world up into 10 regions. You already knew it. You knew that there would be an Amero. It would be United States, New Mexico, and Canada. I didn't know Greenland was going to jump into that bag as well, but we knew this. And so now that Trump is talking about doing it, it's all okay suddenly. Because Trump's talking about it, it's all okay. Who cares? Trump's doing it. A guy had posted this video here, my wife, Yana Benoon, and Dr. Lorraine Day on the Noahide laws. Let me play a little clip, though, here, because the late Lorraine Day, God bless her heart there, she was in amazing condition, and I really do believe something happened to this lady that no doubt, to make sure she didn't say a whole heck of a lot more. Listening to what she has to say here with my wife here on the Noahide laws.
It's unimportant to them. They're going to rule the world from there, but right now the Rothschilds rule it from the city of London.
Yes.
And so they're going to expand the borders of Israel to the supposed biblical borders, and then they're right in the center of the world. They don't care about us in the U.S.
By the way, that's what it means when it says in the Hebrew language there, when it's talking about that, when it talks about the demise of Damascus and everything, and that the Syrians would become like the glory of the children of Israel. What it is, that was a prophecy that Israel would try to regain her original territory. And she's going to gloat and glory in the demise of Damascus. So that's actually prophetic. By the way, for those of you that do not know who Lorraine Day is, Dr. Lorraine Day was a trauma surgeon in California. Her husband was the late Congressman Dannemeyer, William Dannemeyer, and he was there when the Noahide bill was put in 102.14 into legislation in the U.S. government. But if that's not the way they're going to do it, they're going to do it through international law. And Trump is setting you up, and you don't even know it.
The U.S. and South America, they don't care about us. That's the rest of the world, Europe, Asia, and Africa. They're going to rule from that central point. And as I'm sure you know, Bunting put out a map of this in 1521 or 1581. It's been a long time in the coming. So all you have to do is look at the protocols of the elders of Zion, and they say over and over again they're going to kill all the Gentiles.
Well, I want to also show you, Doctor, I don't know if you have it, and our listeners, this is a book called The Jewish Utopia by Michael Heger, Dr. Michael Heger. Okay, it's right
Jewish
here.
Guy.
And let me read you a little bit about what they're planning. That's just a little tiny paragraph here. In general, the people of the world will be divided into two main groups, the Israelitic and the non-Israelitic. The former will be righteous. They will live in accordance with the wishes of one universal God, which is serpent by the Kabbalah, by the way. They will be thirsty for knowledge and willing even to the point of martyrdom to spread ethical truths to the world. All the other people, on the other hand, will be known for their detestable practices of idolatry, which is the Christians in their eyes, and similar acts of wickedness, and they will be destroyed and will disappear from earth before ushering in of the ideal era. Well,
there you go. Noahide laws. That's how they get rid of all those abominable persons, as Yana is talking about on there. Listen, we don't need a Noahide law. Remember, Moses said in Exodus chapter 12, one law shall be to him that is homeborn, in other words, those that were living in Israel, and unto the stranger that sojourns among you. Torah echat, one law, ihayeh lazarach ve'lager. The lager is a stranger, or one that sojourns among you, a stranger. Right? So, no, there's not a Noahide law. That is Talmudic. That is not truly written from Moses. By the way, too, and one other news thing here real quick I want to share with you. A very tragic thing happened today. Luckily, the pilots did survive. This was over in France. Let's see, I don't know if that's the video, or no, here we go. I think it's right. Nope, not that there either. Hang on. But, gosh, these planes right here were doing their test, and then yeah, here we go right here, and then well, that's not the one I was thinking about, but that's probably from a different vantage point here, and of course the planes crashed to the ground into a big fiery ball there after they collided. They collided mid-air. Mid-air was the colliding of these planes there, and let's see here. I know what we can do. We can just simply renew it here, and then that way you can actually see it for yourself there. And you can see it. Well,
running a small family business out here
it's not going to do it, so we'll just skip it for right now, but I'll leave the link for you in the description below there to be able to see that. Listen, let me just encourage you, though. IsraeliNewsLive.org. I mentioned earlier today on a little broadcast on short there, we definitely need your support. And if you want to stand for things that are really true, what we're trying to tell you here, show your support. We greatly appreciate it. You can donate right online, IsraeliNewsLive.org. You can donate online right there at the top right-hand corner. You can donate by mail. Our mailing address is right there. Please include your phone number, though, in your donation so I can call and thank you. I want to make sure that you know that we received your donation. But online is the easiest way. And right now, with my wife back in Tallahassee, speaking again, trying to help overturn these horrible, horrible free kill law in the state of Florida, the only state in 50 states that has it there. They have made incredible momentum, and for the first time in 35 years, looks like they're going to do it. We need your help and support. Please help us out. It does mean a lot, and we truly do appreciate it. And if you appreciate the honesty of our reporting, also stand with us and support the work we do. God bless you. Thank you. And again, tomorrow, another Patreon video. I'll put our Patreon link in the description below, but it's patreon.com/Israeli News Live. We've had a couple of videos here this month that we put on there that are exclusive to Patreon. So I do occasionally put them over here on Israeli News Live after they've been there for a couple of weeks or so, but some of those are exclusive. And when you join, you have access to everything. Anyway, God bless you. Thank you for listening. And check out the video we just loaded on there. I think it was this morning or yesterday. Maybe it was yesterday. It's yesterday, I believe. No, it's today. I apologize. Today. God bless y'all. Have a great day.